Yo, what up, YouTube? CC back today. I got something a little different that I want to do with you guys today, right? Now, obviously, at the beginning of every year, for every video game, websites, articles, magazines, whatever it may be, they put out reviews on these games, right? And we thought it would be pretty interesting to go back and read a Madden 17 review from launch and see how funny it is. So that's what we're going to do today. I'm going to read an article and a review from IGN that was put out for Madden 17. And we're going to see how funny it is. I'm going to try not to laugh. You try not to laugh while seeing this shit, because it is going to be absolutely comical, because we all know Madden 17 was kind of a kind of a flaming piece of garbage, right? And I do admit the game was a lot better at launch. And as the year went on, it got worse and worse and worse. So that's obviously going to play into it a little bit. But I'm just thinking about the review that was written at the time versus how the game is now and everything we've known and seen it play out for these last 11 months. So let's get into that and see how horribly bad this is.
So we're on the article now. This was an IGN article written by, looks like Dustin Toms, right? And just for the pre-side of this article rated Madden 17 as an 8.6. That's out of 10. Not out of 100 like you probably would assume. But it was an 8.6 out of 10. So let's go through this. And I'm really going to do my best not to laugh. But I'm going to, because I know that it's going to be bad. Because this is also written by someone who's not a competitive player like myself. And obviously I have a deeper understanding of the game. All that, etc. So let's go ahead. Dustin writes, "There isn't much better than going head-to-head against my buddies in a good Madden game, talking trash, bragging about that big play and flaunting my victories to the point of unsportsmanlike conduct. I agree. Madden 17 couples all of that with elevated gameplay mechanics, improved on-the-field player interactions, and a long-awaited emphasis on franchise mode. It's great to see the series has finally found the sweet spot it hasn't seen since Madden 05. So this man is saying that this is the best Madden since 05. Where I think if you're watching this, you probably agree that this is maybe one of the worst versions of Madden we have ever seen. Madden 17's gameplay has risen above the last decade's worth of iterations. And it all starts with the feel I get when I grab the sticks. Madden 15 and 16 focus gameplay tuning on defensive and receiving, respectfully, due to the NFL shift towards the two play styles. It was EA's reaction to the shift in the NFL. I was surprised to see the limelight on the running game this year, mainly because it is EA with a proactive approach, a refreshing turn of events for the studio. So the limelight was on the running game, where you couldn't juke and you would get caught from behind and warp tackled? Okay, alright. Whatever you say, big guy. This year, Madden continues to strengthen its gameplay by integrating the consistent pressing minigame into the ground game. It gives you options to spin, juke, and stiff arm. No. And it's invigorating to scamper for a long game, thanks to a well-timed spin, break, spin combo, which is impossible to do. The new ground game is refreshing, keeping you honest on both offense and defense. It's so easy to get caught up in pass after today's NFL, but with such a large emphasis in Madden NFL 17's run game, it encourages you to be patient and to run an offense the way it's meant to be in the real sport. And I assume he means bunch, with delayed routes. Must be what he means, right? For example, the Vikings run a ground-heavy attack with Adrian Peterson, as do the Titans with the newly acquired DeMarco Murray. Peterson and Murray bowl through opponents, shove them to the ground, and fight for extra yards because they're both trucking backs. That's a great positive contrast to Madden 16, where each team felt so similar on the ground that it didn't matter if you're using Peterson or Murray or some no-name rookie. Interesting. That's wrong, but interesting. Seeing these playstyles come across so fluidly in Madden 17 creates the realism factor the game has been sorely missing. Like blitzing everyone at a nickel blitz and not being able to pick it up. It's very, very realistic. Part of the reason the run game works so well with the Vikings and Titans is because of the above-average offensive line each team rosters. I was easily able to gain downhill momentum to carry Murray to extra yardage, and it was awesome using Peterson's strength to keep pushing defenders to the ground thanks to the holes created by bronze, silver, gold, or elite linemen. Meanwhile, a team like the Seahawks, who have one of the highest team ratings, sports one of the lowest rated lines around. Playing as them is tough to run between the tackles as the line gets pushed around. Even on pass plays, I found myself using Russell Wilson's leg as an escape route to avoid pressure. Which you should, but again, offensive line, it didn't matter. This tweak to the ground game balance makes a team play more like its real-life counterpart than ever before. In addition, broadcast camera angles during and between plays represent a lifelike television experience I've grown to love. But we know that that doesn't translate as well. The improved realism does not stop on one side of the ball. Newly introduced gap assignments have me more focused on the defensive front seven, giving me the opportunity to shut down any given play if executed properly. Alright, I'd like to see him play Skimbo's bunch. That would be interesting. That's a huge and important change because in the past few Maddens, the defensive gameplay has been so boring, I felt like I could put the controller down and let the CPU play for me, which is something I actually did this year because it was so easy. You didn't really have to do anything. I could literally come out nickel blitz, I could put my controller down, I could go take a dump in the bathroom, I could come back, and I probably got a sack, and I may have gotten a turnover. But I digress. We shall continue. Now I'm engaged on every single defensive play, because you have to be in order to succeed. False. It's like there's an entire half of the game that wasn't there before, as opposed to the actual chess match that defense brought last year, and the year before, and the year before, and the year before. We actually had to do stuff. Plus, I can't trust my AI teammates to make plays and stay where they need to. Fucking right. I agree. And as players crash through each other during the play, slick and unobtrusive in-game overlays effectively convey essential stat information. Whatever. Let's keep going. This is good. At the same time, there are a few new features that flounder. Aww. There's a lot of off-season jargon about letting special teams make an impact in Madden 17. And the lead up to starting and launch the game, I enjoyed drills on how to block kicks, run trick plays, and strategically punt. They all work surprisingly well in the training mode, and I found myself smirking. Blah, 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 blah. After playing multiple games, I did not have one successful attempt at blocking or kicking a punt. They should be few and far between to feel realistic. I get that. But after all of that training, the skills trainer, this man is expecting the skills trainer to actually teach you how to block a kick every time. But we're not dealing with exactly the smartest cookie in the crayon box. Each of these gameplay mechanics seem daunting, especially for a Madden newcomer. I would recommend trying out the skill trainer, false, which will teach you how to read formations and play the right coverages. Well, unless you're getting swerved, right? It's beginner mode, but it's where champions are made. So, the skills trainer is where champions are made. So if any of my Madden champions see this video, I'm talking Problem, Mo, we had Stiff, Skimbo, Dubby, Beast Mode, or Spot Me. Our most recent champions, right? Now, I don't want to speak for you guys, but I would like to say that I'm sure you guys are only good at Madden because of you started in Skills Trainer, and without that, you wouldn't be where you are today. And the reason I haven't won a championship is because I don't use Skills Trainer. So we got to thank Mr. Toms here for his amazing insight into how Skills Trainer gets you the belt. The duo of Brandon Godden and Charles Davis taking over the booth for commentary is a long overdue change. But despite EA's promise that this would be a more conversational commentary team, I'm not convinced. The play-by-play from Gowden sounds very similar to past versions. Davis' commentary is okay as he does have player-specific lines that tell stories of yesteryear, but that comes with the drawback that I was already hearing repeated lines in the second game I played. Where's the banter? Where's the chemistry? Well, if you would have kept playing the game, you dick, you would have realized they did commentary updates every week, but anyone that plays this game competitively of any sorts does not leave commentary on because we don't care. As expected from an annual update, popular modes such as Madden Ultimate Team and Draft Champions have returned largely unchanged. Yeah, I agree. Ultimate Team has added additional customization options as well as new chemistry feature, while Draft Champions is identical. Yeah, you know what? That is exactly right. I'll be the first. I am not the biggest fan of the collectible trading cards mode, but this game has such a huge focus on gameplay and franchise that most everything else is secondary. But what happens when all three of them are pretty bad? I'm not going to read this franchise stuff because I don't play that, right? And it would be totally biased. The final verdict. Madden has finally found his comfort zone between the tackles, and on offense and defense have reached a great balance. The community's gameplay wishes were granted, with a new focus on franchise modes, led by the Play the Moments feature. Who the fuck plays that? Outside of its mood-killing commentators, Madden 17 is just about everything we've been waiting for EA Sports since it took control of the NFL license. False. Football is back, and it's only a yard or two short of becoming an all-time fucking great game. Well, in my the way I view games, if this was a yard or two short of an all-time great, the bar for all-time greats has been set as low as it could have been, and it's unfortunate. We all had to play Madden 17 all year long. We fought through it. The game wasn't very good. The MUT content didn't always hit the spots. But we did it. We paid our dues. We've paid our dues to this game. And we are owed a better game in Madden 18. Everything I'm hearing is that it's so much better. And it has to be better because I don't really think it can get any worse. It obviously could, but I don't think so because jobs would be on the line. Gameplay was bad. Ratings were down. Revenue into Ultimate Team was down. All of this has caused a fire under the team at EA. And they are trying, and they have been working very hard to get us to the point that I hope next year, when we read the reviews for Madden 18, and if they're great, as this says, great, when I go back and I read these reviews next August, I want to agree with them. I want everything to be correct. That's all I want. I want a great game. I want to have fun when I play the game. I want every game I play to be fun. I want the content to be great. That's what we need. Madden 17 was a pile of garbage. Nobody can dispute that. But Madden 18? You're here for us soon. 2 weeks. And I can't wait to do it. So hope you guys enjoyed this. I hope you're as excited as I am for Madden 18 and to burn my copy of Madden 17. Maybe in another video. But until next time, I'm CC and I'm out. Peace.